Today is the Epiphany. It's a wonderful, wonderful feast of the church. We celebrate today with the story of the Magi, right? The three kings. And they were sent, they were on this journey following the beautiful star in the sky. And they came from a far-off land, right? And what happens is that they converge with the shepherds. The shepherds were in the area of course, in Nazareth, Bethlehem, where Jesus was, and they meet together. This is the beautiful thing about the Epiphany, that Jesus is revealed. Epiphany means a revelation, a revealing of who Jesus is. Jesus is the Son of God, right? And so these foreigners, who were the Magi, traveled very far through a lot of different challenges and different things with the king and everything else, and they followed that star faithfully. They knew they were inspired to find the king, the newborn king. That was their main goal. That's why the gifts that they bring are all kingly gifts that they bring to Jesus. And when they finally found him, there's great rejoicing because God decided to reveal Jesus not only to the Jewish people, like the shepherds, they're all Israelites, right? They're all Jews. But he also decided to reveal God to the whole world through these Gentiles, again, traveling very far, spreading the gospel of Jesus is born, Jesus is born. Now, this week, I had a wonderful experience. I was with my priests from the Philippines. We have a national organization called the National Association of Filipino Priests, and we have a Midwest chapter, which is here in our area. But this is the first year that the Diocese of Joliet was the one to host it. And we had about 50 Filipino priests. I was overwhelmed. I never had a gathering with so many Filipino priests in one place. And I didn't know more than half of them because I only know the Joliet guys, right? So we got to know each other, and it was awesome. We got to bond, we got to sing, we got to, dance, do all the things that we do as joyful priests. And I was just reflecting on the joy of them and also how far they came, because we all kind of introduced ourselves. We shared our names, where we're from, in what diocese we're serving. There was a Green Bay, there was Indianapolis, there was Joliet, of course, Rockford. We also had people from Chicago, of course, and the Diocese of Joliet. But what astounded me was where they were from in the Philippines. They were sharing what island they were from, and they were from all different islands, north and south and east and west, and they just came from all these different areas to converge, to be in the Midwest, to serve the American church. And I was thinking to myself, you know what, these guys, and myself also, are all immigrant priests. We came to serve the Church of the United States of America because this, if you can believe it, is a missionary country. Not Africa, not Asia, the United States. We have a lack of vocations, so we have to import priests from other countries so that we can have the Mass. Because without these priests, there will be no Mass. There will be no sacraments. There will be no Eucharist. So I was overwhelmed with gratitude for the wonderful, wonderful priests. We have Father Jose also from the Philippines, who's a missionary priest here as well. So I was grateful to God that he revealed this to me. And God gave me this revelation on the Epiphany to share with the people so that we all remember to pray for priests, pray for more vocations to the church. It's very, very important. I was here, I grew up here, and I had my calling here. But I think a lot of people in the United States, we don't listen to the call very well because we're not in tune with, the spirit maybe, or we're not listening, or we don't do inviting. That's the one thing. I was never invited to be a priest when I was young, and my parents never wanted me to be a priest. They never asked me to be one. And they were very surprised when I got older that the Lord called me, and I said yes, right? So I think it's very important that we Catholic Christians remember that we have vocations here in the United States too. that it's our job to ask any young man, grandson, son, nephew, great-grandson, if they have ever thought about it, if they have ever prayed to God to tell them if they're called to be a priest. Because again, you guys, that's the revelation the Lord gave me to tell you today, that we need more priests for the sacraments. So I'm going to ask you to do two things for me. Pray for your pastor, Father Dindo, because it's not easy being a priest, especially a pastor. And also pray for more vocations in the church, especially here at home in the United States. I see so many young men who are great guys, and I don't know if they've ever given it enough thought, right? Enough discernment. That's what it's called, discernment. So praise be to God. Praise God for everything. Praise God for our wonderful church, which will never die, because I know that Lord provides us with everything we need. And the church is guided by Jesus as our head, as we know. And he was incarnated, and he became born, and now his epiphany, he is made known. It's our job to make him known to everyone, including in our own families.